Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Global Truth Center Toronto's celebration of love. Today, celebration of love as we move into peace, peace, and more peace. So, wherever you are in the world, whether you are in Mexico this morning, there are a few people in our community in Mexico in the sun and fun, people in Florida, Germany, BC, thank you so much for joining in. And then, of course, all you folks in Ontario as well. Good morning. Our theme for February is loving you, loving life. And I just want to say something about that as I quickly posted a social media post with a Ukraine flag that says, "We stand for peace, we stand with the people of the Ukraine." And then I was looking for hashtags, and the last hashtag I put was remember who you are. And imagine if we were to remember who we are, we would be loving ourselves, we would be loving life, and we would be loving every brother and sister on this planet. And that is part of our vision statement: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And so, as we join in community virtually at this time, let's embrace the feeling that each one of us matter. We all matter on this earth plane, and we come together in community as a to celebrate a shared faith, a knowing and affirming that there is an absolute power for good in the universe. We are this power. We are this infinite creative energy. Therefore, we can use this energy individually and collectively to recognize we're part of something much greater than ourselves. We are part of a universal consciousness that knows only love. It's just up to us and how we use this energy. And so today is going to be about coming together in this energy of peace, of love, and emanating that out into the world. And to support us in doing this, we have the incredible Phil Jacobs uh, as our musician this morning. He's a sound healer, a musician, an incredible teacher and gift for me in my life. And then we also have Judy Southern as our practitioner of today. She's filling in for Nick. So thank you, Judy, for being willing to do so. And Nick, we know your highest and best good, and many blessings to you. And you'll be back with us very soon. So, on that note, I am going to invite Phil in for our opening song. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I'm great. Wonderful to have you with us.
It's
Thank
great,
you.
great to be here this morning.
What are you starting us off with?
We are going to start off with a Bill Withers tune, "Lean on Me." I was, just practicing this morning and figuring out songs, and this was the one that came through, and it definitely brings up a lot of emotions around this time. We got to come together
Yes.
and be together because we matter. For sure. So here,
Yes.
sing
Thank you.
along, please sing along. If you know the words, it's helpful. It might bring some things up, but that's okay. Sometimes in our life, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, before it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call me, 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 call me, call me.
Thank you, Phil. That was up there in like the top 5 versions of Lean on Me that I've ever listened to. Thank you. I'm just like, I've got goosebumps throughout my entire body.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Ellen.
so much. Okay, I do this every Sunday. I turn myself off instead of the other person. That's too funny. Oh, wow. We come together as a community that understands we go beyond the world of form, and our understanding that the physical world is a reflection of our consciousness, and that the ultimate reality with a capital R is one of love, peace, and harmony. And each one of us can use this energy. We can embody it. We can live from it. We can feel it. We can be it. We can exude it. And in every moment, we have choice. We have choice in what we think. We have choice in how we be. We have choice in the words that we speak. And that determines the world we will see. Well, I'm not really liking what I'm seeing these days. So I know I have more work to do within myself. Because if we keep living as we've lived in the past in our minds, thinking about solving problems the same old way that has been historically uh, attempted, because it's never really been a perfect outcome, we just continue to see more of the same. If we continue to support war, the wars within our own consciousness, then we will continue to have a war within us. We will continue to have war in the world. Today and every day, I stand for peace. Today and every day, I stand with the people of the Ukraine, the people of this entire planet. Today and every day, I stand for the right of every single being on this earth plane to experience safety and security. Today, I stand for the knowing that the incarnation of spirit in all of us, in all beings, is in every person and is an incarnation of the one spirit, the one conscious mind of all. I stand for the unity of all life and the highest God, the innermost God, as one God, recognizing I am God and everyone is God. I stand for the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Today and every day, I stand for love only. I choose to live from this consciousness of love. I choose to open my heart to a deeper level of forgiveness and a commitment to remembering who I am and what I stand for. Because as I do this, I will play my part in bringing peace and harmony to the world. To the world. I stand for love only, forgive everything, and remember who I am. And with that, I'm going to bring Phil and Judy in, and they will take us into our invocation song and affirmative prayer for the morning.
Thank you, Reverend Helen. Who knows what tomorrow brings? In a world few hearts survive. All I know is the way I feel. When it's real, I keep it alive. The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love, lift us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love, lift us up where we belong, far from the world below, up where the clear winds blow.
With Phil's heartfelt music filling me up, what I know is that there is a power greater than I am, and that power is the presence of God. And I know the presence of God is right where I am. And just as I am not only a drop in the ocean. I am the ocean drop. And just as I am the essence of the ocean in a drop, I am the essence of God. I am of God. God expresses itself in form by means of me, by means of each of us, in the visible and invisible. I know there is only God. And so knowing this, I go within to that God essence within me. I put my attention on this presence, knowing who I am, and I create my life from within with God. I know that my outer life is a reflection of my inner life. And since I know with God all things are possible, I create my outer life with God's grace and God's love. And so I'm grateful for the divine power within me. I release these words as the expression of God that I am. I let go. I let life unfold in divine, perfect order. And so it is.
Some hang on used to be, live their lives looking behind. All we have is here and now. All our lives out there to find. The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lift us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lift us up where we belong, far from the world we know, where the clear winds blow. Time goes by, no time to cry. Lives you and I alive today. Love lift us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lift us up where we belong, far from the world we know, where the clear winds blow. Us up where we belong, on a mountain high. Love lift us up where we belong. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Judy. That was beautiful. Oh, Judy.
Hi, Helen. Guess what
Hi.
I've got in my ears?
I know Judy and I have this ongoing thing about wear your headphones.
Okay, okay.
Ah. So, our theme, this is our last Sunday
I
And
know,
and
I
and I
know.
was thinking, well, it's only 4 Sundays, and it's actually not a long month, but it feels like it's been a long month.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
why. For me, it has. It's the winter, I think.
It is the winter for
Yeah.
sure,
Yes, and
for
so,
sure.
the last Sunday of loving you, loving life, and how's that showing up for you in your life?
Well, I can't love you and I can't love life until I love myself. And
Mm,
I know that more and more and more. It has to come from within. And I realize that. And I just want to, I found an inscription. Many of us have heard this before. It's from an Anglo-Saxon bishop. It was a tombstone. So I'm going to read this as though he's
hmm,
alive. And he said, when I was young and free, I dreamed of changing the world. You've heard this before, right? And as I grew older and wiser, I realized the world would not change. So I decided to change my country, but to no avail. In my last desperate attempt, get this one, as I aged, I wanted to change my family, but they would have none of it. So now as my life is ending, I suddenly realize if I had only changed myself.
yeah.
By example, my family would have changed. From their inspiration, I could have bettered my country, and who knows? Doing this may have made changes in the world. So it comes
Mm,
from within. It comes from loving oneself and changing oneself. After all, we live in a world of cause and effect, don't we?
yes.
So we
Wow.
can
That's
be wise now and change ourselves so that the world may change. We can't change the effects. And so going within is the key.
well, and I question, is this is this what we're all being called to do as we, sit on the edge of our seats having no idea, no idea what's going to happen next, right? I mean,
So
things just have
true.
been happening in the world, and it's one thing after another. And it's like, well, who would have predicted the pandemic? Who would have predicted what's going on in the Ukraine a year ago? Well, maybe they would have, but it's like, but nobody expected things to escalate so quickly. And I think that's the other aspect of this, is that we're being called really quickly to do our work. Not, yeah, I can get to it next week or next year. No, it's imperative that we do our work now and love ourselves now.
And if we don't do our work, we're going to keep getting that are going to be opening up to us to reveal. So I think I see it as a good thing. I think I see the things that are happening visibly as a good thing, even though it doesn't always look good.
Hmm.
But I know there's more that goes on behind the appearances, behind the conditions. And so I think we are waking up to creating a whole new life, a whole new world. That's what I see.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful.
I'm
And
sure
it
a
all,
lot different than I was a year ago or 2 years ago. And I'm living in a different place than I was 2 years ago. So, I do see it as all good. There's good in everything. There's good in
yes.
everything, even in the things that don't appear to be so good. I think there's something good behind everything.
Well, it's the divine ideal that Troward talks about,
Mm,
whereas, everything comes from the same source. So even though there is a condition, there is still that essence of God, universal presence, consciousness, whatever we want to call it, at the core. And it's up
true.
to us to be lasered in on the core and the consciousness, the consciousness of love, versus getting caught up in all the extraneous conditions, which is not always easy to do.
Not always easy. I feel like I'm getting lasered.
Lasered. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get lasered now.
Not lazy, lasered. I can feel it. I
Lasered.
can feel it. And
Mm,
and it's really okay. Like we have to just
okay.
keep going within. That's
Yes.
my
Yes.
challenge.
Yes. Thank you. And I'm so grateful that you brought up um, that epitaph of what was on the tombstone. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I edited it a little bit to keep it short.
That's okay. All good, Judy. Would you like to lead us through the last week of our affirmation
And their
for this month?
affirmation goes like this: my inner world, my outer world. And one more: my inner world creates my outer world. Namaste.
Thank you. And thank you. I'll see you at the end.
See you later.
At the end of, yeah, half an hour or so.
Okay.
Thanks, Judy. And I'm going to bring Phil back. And it was funny, Phil. I was almost going to text you and ask you if you would play this song. And then I was like, I think he's going to. And you are.
That quantum field that
It
we
is.
communicate in, it's wonderful. Thank you for your wisdom this morning, and thank you for everything that you're sharing. It definitely invokes a lot, it wakes up a lot. We need to be the change. We don't change the external, we change from the inside, and then the change ripples out from there. As we are the universe observing ourselves and witnessing ourselves. This is how the universe expands, right?
It is.
It has to come from within. And then in that, the visualization and imaginations and using the power of visualization and what it can do with the brain and the nervous system, and it just has nothing to do but follow through.
Yes.
So this is beautiful and amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
So imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A humanhood of human. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you. Do you mind just playing a little bit underneath me for a second? Because I think the moment's too precious to just let it get away on us. That, you know, if we close our eyes for a moment and imagine this world. Imagine seeing all the children laugh and play. All the children having enough to eat. Feeling safe and secure. And their parents feel safe and secure. Their grandparents feel safe and secure. And that there's a harmony, a vibration, a harmonious vibration that simply resonates through all of us. And as we drop down into our hearts, and we allow ourselves to feel a peace, the laughter, the joy, the openness, the accepting energy of all of us. All races, all colors, all sizes, all shapes, all genders. And that we are one family, one earth family, living together, sharing, because there's more than enough of everything. Food, water, resources to go around. There's enough for everyone. And we feel this abundance. We feel this flow of vital energy, acceptance, grace, wholeness, health, and vitality. And the world blossoms, thrives. And we are one family, all together, supporting one another in our unique journeys of life on this earth plane. Breathe it in. See it in your mind's eye. Imagine it. Imagine it. Imagine what this would be like. As you imagine it, feel it in your body. Breathe it into your body. Breathe in this image, embody it. Let it flow through you as you. Allowing the peace to ripple through you. Give thanks. Give thanks for knowing, oh, this is done. We collectively have created this in our minds, in the one infinite, creative, ever loving, omniscient, omnipotent mind. It is done. And so allowing this energy to move out through us as us. Thank you. And so it is. Beautiful, Phil. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I just felt like that was too good of a moment. And since my talk title is being the change, being the change we wish to see in the world, we wish to see in ourselves, we need to be it first. And we are in a collective predicament. And I don't mean just you and me, I mean the entire world. We are in a collective predicament. And our individual actions, how we treat ourselves, how we treat others, either starts to neutralize this collective predicament of us wondering what's going to happen next and being in fear, or we're in contribution to that collective predicament. And this week's unfoldment of the invasion of Ukraine has exploded and exposed our interconnectedness in the material world. Oh my gosh, we are so interconnected. And this is a reflection of our interconnectedness in the universal. It is the conscious, subtle energy field where we are all connected, whether we call it the quantum field, nature's mind, the mind of God. The field is this stuff that lives in the nothing. And since there is no separation, since everything in the universe, including you, including me, originates from this one source, and I'm going to say, including Putin, originates from the one source. And whatever we are putting out in our consciousness, that same pattern is expressed on all planes of existence, from the smallest electron to the largest star, to each one of us, to our earth. All is one. The ancient Greek temple of Apollo at Delphi was referring to this great law of correspondence in the inscription, "Know thyself, and thou shalt know all the mysteries of the gods in the universe." So we have a choice. We can practice embodying peace, so our thoughts and our vibration are emanating peace no matter what. Or we can continue to do what we've always done in the past. We can hope, we can be in fear, we can pray for peace, but then we get more of what to pray for. We can live in fear. We can become indifferent. That's a choice. But we end up experiencing more discordant energy. And what I find for myself as I do this, I'm practicing peace, embodying the feeling of peace as I watch the news. Feel peace. And the more that I practice this, the more I hear new information about how I can take care of myself in a loving, peaceful manner. And of course, the more I do that, the more peaceful and harmonious I am in my family system and I am with others. And then I'm emanating that energy out into the world. And so it's not like I don't get triggered. Oh my God, yes. And I have to recognize that I'm triggered. And I kind of get caught. I will admit, I had this moment this week of like, can't they just take him out? I know that's very unministerial like of me, but I thought it. And I even said that to Derek. I said, can't they just take him out? As if that's going to solve all the problems. And then I was like, oh, that's not very good. And then I'm in a battle with myself of like, how could I think that? How could I feel that? Well, I did. I did because I was having my own moment of reaction. And then it's like, okay, so then what do I need to do to bring myself back into alignment and remember who I am, to feel peace no matter what, and to bring that energy of peace to everything that I do? Henry David Thoreau said, as a single footstep will not make a path on the earth, so a single thought will not make a pathway in mind. To make a deep physical path, we must walk again and again and again. To make a deep mental path, we must think over and over the kind of thoughts we wish to dominate in our lives. So yes, I have to do my work of what are the dominant thoughts and feelings I want to be in my life and be emanating. And so this is where prayer comes in as well. And prayer is not so much asking God for things as it is believing we already have the things we need. We already have peace within us. We already have prosperity within us. We already have vital health within us. We already have joy. We need to believe that we have everything we need. And why would we believe that we already have the things we need? Because if we're from the infinite source of all that is, then all that we need is within us. And I was thinking back to what Hester said a few weeks ago when she had that epiphany, that evolutionary moment, that huge aha for herself in her life, that all the love she was wanting and needing as a child that she didn't receive, she realized it was already within her and she could give that to herself. And that is such a beautiful moment, because when each one of us can have that moment of aha, that eureka moment of recognizing, oh, it's already there within me. I don't have to go searching for it. It's there. It's all there. And you know, I have to say, I honor Hester's commitment and courage to journey deep into her soul, to get to this place of reconciliation and embodiment of love within herself. Because that is a courageous journey. And can I invite all of us to embark on this courageous journey of discovering all the the splendors of life that are within us. You know, Ernest Holmes says the prayer is the acceptance of the thing before we get it. Because when we are accepting of the thing, we are praying as God, knowing it's already within us. And so I want to tell you about a story that's in Greg Braden's book, The Secrets of the Lost Mode of Prayer. And in chapter 1, so if you want to go read the book, this is in chapter 1. He talks about an experience where he was invited to an ancient stone circle to pray rain. So he went with his friend on an early morning. They hiked through the valley that contained 100,000 acres of high desert sage, and after walking for a couple of hours, their journey led them to a place that his friend had been to many, many times before and knew very well. It was an earthen circle made of stones arranged in perfect geometries of 23 lines and arrows, just as the way of the hands of its maker had placed them many years before. And he said it was like a roadmap, a roadmap between humans and the forces of this world. So, Greg Braden's friend described how he'd been taught the language of this map from the time he was a young boy. And today he said, I will travel an ancient path that leads to other worlds. From those worlds, I will do what we came here to do. Today, we will pray rain. And so, as Greg Braden watched his friend remove his shoes and gently he placed his naked feet into the circle and honored the 4 directions and all of his ancestors, slowly he placed his hands in front of his face in a praying position, closed his eyes, and became motionless, oblivious to the heat of the midday sun in the desert. His breathing slowed and became barely noticeable. And then, after a few moments, he took a deep breath, opened his eyes, looked at Greg, and said, "Okay, let's go. Our work is finished here." And Greg Braden, who expected to see dancing or at least some chanting or something, was surprised by how quickly his friend's prayer began and ended, and asked his friend, "I thought you were going to pray for rain." His friend looked up at him and replied, "No. I said that I would pray rain. If I had prayed for rain, it could never happen." And then his friend began describing how the elders of his village shared the secrets of prayer with him when he was a young boy. He said, "The key is that when we ask for something to happen, we give power to what we don't have. So prayers for healing empower the sickness. Prayers for rain empower drought. Continuing to ask for these things gives us only more power to the things we would like to change." So think about that. So many of us are praying for peace right now. Greg Braden then asked, If you didn't pray for rain, then what did you do? He replied, I began to have the feeling of what rain feels like. I felt the feeling of rain on my body and what it feels like to stand with my naked feet in the mud of our village plaza because there had been so much rain. I smelled the smells of rain on the earthen walls of our village, and I felt what it feels like to walk through the fields of corn chest high because there had been so much rain. So, what this man was doing was he was engaging all of his senses. This is what we are being called to engage all of our senses when we pray. And following the prayers of rain, his friend described how the feelings of thanks and appreciation were the completion of the prayers. Just like we give thanks and say, my prayer is complete, it is done, it is fully actualized in the mind of God, in the divine mind, which is my mind, which is your mind. So rather than giving thanks for what he created, he felt grateful also. Gratitude for the opportunity to participate in creation. For through our thanks, we honor all possibilities while bringing the ones we choose to this world. Oh, there's something to think about there. Through our thanks, we honor all possibilities. See, we don't want to do that. Oh, we need to honor all possibilities while bringing the ones we choose to this world. And so, the interesting thing about this, about being in gratitude and appreciation, honoring all possibilities, is that research has shown that it's precisely this quality of gratitude and appreciation that releases within us life affirming chemistry, powerful hormones in our bodies that strengthen our immune system. And it's these chemical changes within us that the quantum is affected because it carries it beyond our bodies. The quantum is this conduit. I don't even know if you can see my hands, they're way out here. It is the conduit of the mysterious substance that appears to connect all of creation that we call the law, that impersonal substance that only knows to create what is commanded through our embodiment, our feeling, our exuding of this feeling. So think about that because, it's very similar to what they teach in heart math when we are in that energy, that vibration of coherence, mind, thoughts, emotions, or thoughts, mind, emotions, body, and spirit. When we're in that coherent field, right? We're emitting this powerful vibration that actually has an effect on the entire planet. And we were talking about this in class on Wednesday night about that vibration goes out and actually affects the world's electromagnetic field force. We're affecting the entire world, we're affecting the cosmos. So, in the simplicity of a knowledge that um, Greg Braden's friend had shared, is this, you know, wisdom, wisdom of our lost mode of prayer, in that we are so conditioned to pray for things, even even us as practitioners. What would you like me to pray for? Oh, a parking spot, a new job, a new partner. No, we gotta let all this old stuff go and get back into what is it that wants to be revealed in us, through us, as us. What would you like to be revealed? What would you like to feel? What would you like to feel? Because if we pray for world peace while feeling tremendous anger toward Putin, or even anger about war, then we may be inadvertently fueling the very conditions that lead to the opposite of peace. So I invite us to feel peace, to breathe peace into your body, to imagine. Use your beautiful mind to imagine and create that mental picture, the mental equivalency of peace within you, and allow it to flow through you, as you, and practice this again and again and again and again until it's our natural state of being. We just didn't learn it was our natural state of being. Like we didn't learn love was our natural state of being, and joy is our natural state of being, and abundance is our natural state of being, and so is wholeness and health. We've learned the opposite. Now let's bring all this through us, as us, and emanate it into that field, that substance that only knows how to create what we are emanating into it. And so that is our work to do this week, individually, but knowing we're doing this collectively and in contribution to whatever we desire, whatever we need. And right now, we need some peace in the world. So thank you. Thank you. Keep loving you. Keep loving you and loving life. Namaste. And so, with that, oh, I see I had Phil on for Imagine the entire time. I'm not Phil, I'm Rev Helen. Haha. I am going to bring up our giving affirmation, which is again another wonderful way for us to recognize what we live in and who we are. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give to my spiritual center, I recognize I am the flow of abundance. I share with all life. As I give, I receive. And so, with that, to know that our tithe this month goes to Casa Guatemala, these beautiful, beautiful children, supporting them in their expression of who they are. And so grateful to be able to give back to them. And then just a couple of announcements. Join us for class if you like on at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. You're welcome to join in at any time. And then also to, if I can find it here, uh, we have Spirit Breath, and you can join us at 8 a.m. on Zoom. And this past week, and probably will continue this week, we have been embodying peace in many different breathing techniques, along with many different breathing techniques. So join us, and the Zoom link is on the calendar. Join us this Wednesday at 6 p.m. We are going to do a sacred prayer circle as peace, embodying peace, emanating peace. So that will be this Wednesday at 6 p.m. And that's it for now. That is all of our announcements. And I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for being who you are and how you show up, and bless you all. I so appreciate you um, being a part of this community, and that collectively as a community, we can make a difference in the world as well as individually. And then I would also like to say thank you to Phil. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is today, Phil. It's like every song you're singing, and I know you're going to sing my favorite song at the end is um, just, I've never heard them sung so brilliantly. So thank you. And then one last thing, we have Judy available after service. And Judy, do you want to come on and say anything?
Forward to anybody who wishes to call me to provide them with affirmative prayer. I'd be happy to do that.
Awesome. Thanks, Judy. And Judy's number is 236 505 3883. So you can call her.
Call me. I'll be here.
You got to do that. Call me with the little thing like this.
Do it.
Do it. Do it now. Thanks, Judy. I'll bring it back at the end to say goodbye to everyone. And I just heard from Phil. He just sent me a text. Phil is able to join in with us on Wednesday for our prayer circle. Oh, thanks, Phil.
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
Oh, Phil, I love you. Bless you. Thank you for just being such a beautiful, healing presence in the world and all that you do. And I'm
Thank
so
you, Helen.
grateful to you.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to let you take us out with your my
tree
favorite song of yours.
I love this name.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Helen. And thank you, Judy. Thank you, Judy. Please call Judy to lean on with affirmative prayer. Thank you, Helen, for your message. As we realize what comes up inside of us through the work we do with this community, we are what we see, and then we get to choose what we see, and we get to create what we want to see as well. So this song is a message from the trees. I am all of the things that come to me in my dreams, from the hell to the great big sky. I stand all of the time and I wonder all of the time the biggest question of why on my own, or am I a part of the zone? Twilight time, where is my home? So I ask the trees all of the time, what is really all mine? Well, I end up fine, all on my own. Just be the trees, I'll say. We are just being okay with what we are. We are all the same. Connecting beneath the ground, just look at what we found, and all we need is what is around. My life is your life now, and my breath is your breath now, and my heart is your heart now. Ooh, oh, yeah, oh, da 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 da, oh, just be the trees, I'll say. We are just being okay with who we are. We are all the same. Connecting beneath the ground, just look at what we found, and all we need is what is around. My life is your life now, and my breath is your breath now, and my heart is your heart now. My life is your life now, and my breath is your breath now, and my heart is your heart now. My life is your life now, and my breath is your breath now, and my heart is your heart now.
Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday, emanating peace, love, and grace. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.